Good evening, I'm Dania and this is KiniNews. Anwar Ibrahim said the government is willing to look into gaps in the anti-hopping law. He also claimed that Bersatu had been opposed to the amendments being made before this.
The government is open to discussions on making legal amendments to plug any loopholes in the anti-party hopping law. This is according to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. He said that Pakatan Harapan had in 2022 proposed such amendments, but its suggestion was rejected by the government then. According to Anwar, Pakatan Harapan had proposed that anyone expelled by their party should automatically lose their seat, but Bersatu strongly opposed the proposal then. He claimed that this was because at that time, Umno members were joining their party. Anwar said if they wanted to amend it, then it can be discussed so that no one is exempt from the law. On June 20th, Bersatu submitted a notice to Dewan Rakyat Speaker Johari Abdul requesting that the 6 parliamentary seats represented by their MPs who pledged support for the Prime Minister be vacated. However, Johari has decided that the 6 MPs need not vacate their seats, although they have ceased to be members of Bersatu. Johari said he had conducted studies and read all statements regarding Article 49 of the Federal Constitution before deciding on the matter.
Zaid Ibrahim has responded to the Dewan Rakyat Speaker over his remarks on Perikatan Nasional's criticism of his decision of the 6 former Bersatu MPs keeping their seats. This is what he said.
Former Minister Zaid Ibrahim has accused Dewan Rakyat Speaker Johari Abdul of embarking on a delayed tactic with his decision that 6 Bersatu turncoat MPs get to keep their seats. Zaid claimed the tactic is to notify the court to interpret the relevant provisions. He said the whole process will take it to the next election, and that is how leaders who are not honourable prolong their political lives. He added that the Dewan Rakyat Speaker has to have certain qualities, one of which is neutrality. Meanwhile, in response to Johari's remark that he's not a postman, Zaid said that a postman is more honourable than the Speaker. He said a postman never opened the letter and read the contents. He knows his job is to deliver letters. On the other hand, he said Johari didn't know his job. According to Zaid, the Speaker's job is to notify the Election Commission and not to try to get maximum support for Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. He said when a political party determines that a vacancy exists, a Speaker's job is to inform the EC of the vacancy. Yesterday, Johari told Parliament that his decision on the Bersatu 6 was made with great care. This was after Perikatan Nasional's lawmakers staged a walkout over the issue. Johari said he was not a postman and had made sure to study everything that had been given to him, as well as reading everything about the amendment on Article 49A.
PSM also hit out at government over the decision to not vacate the seats of the former Bersatu MPs. Its deputy chairperson said Anwar has been slow in bringing reforms, and this move has eroded existing reforms by the previous government.
PSM Deputy Chairperson S. Chelvan said that Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's legacy will be marred and remembered for his backstabbing on the promise of reforms. He said not only has Anwar been slow in bringing reforms, but he had, with this move, eroded existing reforms by the previous government. Chelvan said this in response to Dewan Rakyat Speaker Johari Abdul's decision not to vacate the seats of former Bersatu MPs. In a statement today, he said the Speaker's decision has technically killed the anti-hopping law. Arul said they had chosen the dark side instead taking the moral, ethical, correct side. He added that Harapan has no guarantee that the 6 MPs would not betray the government, given that they had already broken ranks with Bersatu to gain allocations for their constituencies. He also further criticized the 6 MPs for not contesting in the by-elections. He questioned why the 6 did not go back to the polls to prove that their voters supported the move, if their actions were indeed to get allocations for the voters. Instead of doing that, he said the 6 MPs have cowardly taken shelter behind the Madani umbrella rather than the people who voted them in.
Meanwhile, UMNO's youth chief has told a Pakatan Harapan youth leader to respect the public rights in the matter. Akmal said the decision leads to political frogs getting benefit while the country and rakyat suffer.
Umno Youth Chief Akmal Saleh has responded to a Pakatan Harapan youth leaders' call for all parties to respect Dewan Rakyat Speaker Johari Abdul's ruling on the 6 former Bersatu MPs. In a post on Facebook, he said before respecting the Speaker's decision, as leaders it is more important to respect the rights of the people to reject political frogs from ruining the country. Akmal questioned if the issue only applies to one party and asked if they would allow it for MPs to declare support for anyone else. He said in the end, it is the political frogs who benefit and it will be the people who have to suffer. Earlier today, FMT reported Pakatan Harapan Youth Deputy Chief Hasbi Muda as saying that all parties, including Akmal, should respect Johari's ruling. Hasbi reportedly said that Johari had the authority to decide on the matter. He said Johari's decision was unrelated to the anti-hopping law, as the 6 MPs wished to remain as Bersatu members but seemed to have been forced into losing their membership. This came following Akmal's remarks on the matter yesterday, where he had said that the anti-hopping law was all for nothing. Akmal had said that political stability is purely for self-interest and that they shouldn't be angry with the people if they hate politicians now.
Papao was detained by the police today. He was detained outside Kuala Lumpur Courts complex at around noon.
Blogger Wan Muhammad Azri Wan Deris, known as Papao, has been detained by the police. This was right after he attended a sedition court trial. In a media statement, his counsel Muhammad Rafiq Rashid Ali confirmed that the police picked up his client at the Kuala Lumpur Courts complex in Jalan Duta at around noon today. Rafiq said 2 police officers from Bukit Aman's Classified Crime Investigation Unit arrested Azri outside the Sessions Court in Kuala Lumpur. He claimed the arrest was on orders from higher-ups and said it is over a police report under the Sedition Act. When contacted, Rafiq said he was uncertain which specific alleged offence his client was being investigated for. He added that the remand hearing before a magistrate would be conducted tomorrow. Earlier today, Azri attended the second day of his sedition trial over an alleged Facebook post claiming that the government was pro-Israel and pro-West.
The Selangor State Assembly Speaker has announced that there is no vacancy for the Selat Klang State seat. Lau Weng Sun said there is insufficient evidence to confirm a casual vacancy.
Selangor State Legislative Assembly person Lau Weng Sun has ruled that a casual vacancy has not been established for the Selat Klang State seat. Lau said there is insufficient evidence to confirm a casual vacancy in the seat, which is held by former Bersatu Assembly person Abdul Rashid Asari. Elaborating on his decision, Lau said that the notice dated June 20th was received by the Speaker's office the following day, brought by Selangor opposition leader Azmin Ali, does not meet the burden of proof required to demonstrate a casual vacancy. He said the dismissal of Abdul Rashid from Bersatu is found to be a constructive expulsion under the operation of Article 65A(2)(c) of the Selangor Constitution. In conclusion, he said it is safe to infer on a balance of probabilities that there is insufficient evidence to confirm the occurrence of casual vacancy. He added that any assembly person can inform the Speaker about the casual vacancy of another assembly person, and the Speaker has the right to investigate further with the relevant representative before making a decision.
Dengan segala hormatnya, saya tidak bersetuju dengan mereka yang tidak ada local standard atas isu ini yang mengatakan bahawasanya seorang Speaker mesti secepatnya mengumumkan kekosongan luar jangka sejurus notis tertulis diterima. Ini seolah-olah berkata bahawa Speaker adalah dengan izin rubber stamp. Saya rasa bahawa ini bukan cara yang betul untuk mendafsir undang-undang tubuh kerajaan negeri kita.
That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Danya. Thanks for watching.